So again, 9/11 always has been very, very fascinating. It's one of those events that, depending on how old you are, and I guess I'll age myself a little here, but depending on how old you are, you hear everybody talk about certain events that you remember right where you were when they happened. And 9/11 is probably the biggest one in my lifetime. There's no probably about it. If you go back a few generations, and I was around for this, but I wasn't old enough and I wasn't watching mainstream TV, but everybody remembers where they were, I hear, when the Challenger exploded in the 80s. Again, I was young, don't recall that as firsthand, not near as firsthand as I do this event. You go back a generation or two before that, and everybody remembers where they were when Kennedy was assassinated, right? And we've all had there's been historic events or mainstream events in all of our lives. I mean, probably more recent, you would say that pandemic has been one of the biggest things that everybody will kind of remember where you were when you found out that that the country was being shut down, that you couldn't go to work, that you had to wear masks, yada, yada, yada. But there's certain huge historical, societal, cultural events that happen, and kind of landmarks and events like that you always remember where you were. So this was always like that for me, right?